the new Vero open water, 38 millimeter. Two different colorways on this first release. We have this guy, which is the Swell, and then we have a full white one, full white bezel, white dial. I have to say, I'm a huge fan of the open water, not just because the watchmaker may or may not have let me sample some of his Pappy Van Winkle Family Reserve when I was out in San Francisco, but because I actually like the watch. I bought this watch long before I sniped some of that excellent whiskey. So, yeah. And I paid full price for that. So, what was I thinking? No, just kidding. Totally worth it. I love that watch. And if you prefer the 38 millimeter versions of divers, then you will like this one. I assure you, there's a lot to like with this one. And there'll be more colors coming up. So if this isn't your jam, I picked this one just because it was so bold and bright, and it's summertime, and it would look good on a nice, maybe slightly tan skin or something like that. It would just pop really good. So let's get into this. 38 millimeter is the actual measurement. The case does at the base kind of taper down a little bit. So I took that measurement from the top side. The lug to lug, I measure 45.8 millimeter. And I have to quiet that down because I know people hate that dinging. And then the thickness is only 10.7 millimeter thick. And that's because they use a Sellita SW200 in there. And they just spec out their components. So it's thin. It's incredibly thin. The lug opening here is 18 millimeter, which is, you know, proportionate to the rest of the sizes. The bracelet tapers down to 16. Everything's stainless steel, and it is blasted. So it has a nice bead blast finish to it. You have a 5.5 millimeter black screw down crown, keeping that 200 meter water resist. And then we have that trick new clasp from Nodex. The guys over at Nodex had patented this and are using this clasp system for other brands that are allowed to market it out. So you have a toolless on the fly quick adjust for expansion and contraction. And it's just a simple 2 button, so it's nice and sleek. Works great, no problems. It is Vero branded. There's a look at the screw-in case back. And you also have quick release spring bars. So if you want to swap it out for a strap or whatever else you want to maybe put on there, I don't know what else you'd put on there, maybe a fabric strap or a rubber strap or something like that. You can do it very easily. You have a 60-click bezel. It is a unidirectional, and it's a 12-hour bezel instead of a dive timing bezel. So you can track another time zone. It is a no date. I love no dates. Will they do a date option later on down the road? They haven't yet, so I suspect no. Which, oddly enough, this one's not even running. Oddly enough, when I talk to a lot of brands, they say their date models far outsell their no-date models. So it's bold and daring of Vero to do it, but I'm very happy that they chose that way because I like that watch, partly because it is a no-date, and hopefully you would if you pick up one of these. The movement's also regulated in-house to plus minus 5 seconds of up to 6 different positions, or up, 6 different positions it's regulated to plus minus 5 seconds. So it's already a Swiss SW200, which is a great movement, but then they also regulate it. Price point on this guy, $795. So a little bit less money, less watch, less money, because the 41 millimeter, this guy here, is $875 on bracelet. I put a strap habit camo on there. I just like the way it pairs up with the orange and the black. So, but I don't think strap habit makes a strap in this color. That would be pretty wild. That would be a very, very specific strap to be able to match this, because I don't think I've handled another watch that even comes close to this colorway. But you can see nice applied markers, very nicely done blacked out handset, so super legible on that guy for sure. You don't have the minute or seconds marks on the dial, rather you have them on the bezel, which is fine. It still helps you orientate your exact timing. So that works totally fine for me. You have screw pins, so you can see there, no problem sizing this guy up. Let me pop it on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. I could absolutely wear the 38 millimeter on bracelet for sure. No problem. You can see I have a little bit of a summer tan going, so it helps it pop out really good. I just personally prefer the 41 millimeter. But I know there's people out there that either prefer the 38 millimeter, the smaller divers, or their wrist size just dictates that that's the size they go with. In either case, now Vero has you covered, 41 or 38, you're good to go. Let's give this thing a quick blast with the UV light. Turn off the studio lights and enjoy the excellent application of Lume that Vero does. You can see the second hand is like fully loomed out except for the tip is like painted. So nice display for sure. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next vid. Link in the description if you want to pick this watch up or any other Vero. I don't have any affiliation with them. It's just they send me watches and I video them, and then I drink their whiskey. I'll see you on the next vid.